Hey, welcome back. Today I'll be showing you how to make egusi pudding. This is a special delicacy from Cameroon made from African pumpkin seed. The ingredients are very simple. Now this seed I'm showing you is the main ingredient to this recipe. It's called bush pepper, not black pepper, bush pepper. And then you will need 1 calabash nutmeg for this recipe, and also you will need 1 teaspoon of white pepper, 1 teaspoon of bush pepper. And bush pepper is not black pepper. Here I'm trying to show you the difference because bush pepper is a key ingredient to this recipe. For this recipe, I'm going to be using 3 cups of pumpkin seeds. There are 2 kinds of pumpkin seeds from Cameroon. You can use any of them, the long one or the short one. In this recipe, I'm using both. You will also need some smoked fish, some crayfish, and some protein, preferably beef. I'm using a red beef right here, a soft one. And you will need a little bit of ginger, a little bit of pepper, and an egg. Now, an egg is not an ingredient to making egusi pudding. However, you can use it, and the only reason you will want to use an egg in egusi pudding, it acts as a binder. But traditionally, my grandmother or my mother never cooked with an egg, so the only role it plays is to act as a binder to your egusi pudding. Now you want to go ahead and chop your protein to bite sizes, because egusi pudding is a delicious kind of classic exotic meal, so you don't want to have big chunks of meat in there and you will struggle in the eating process. Now you go ahead and cook your proteins together, which means your smoked fish and your beef. Blend the rest of your ingredients, your dry ingredients and your wet ingredients together. You don't need to separate them. And then you're going to add like 1 tablespoon, depending on the quantity that you're using. Add some into your protein and then add like 1 cup of water. Now while you're seasoning your beef the same as the ingredients you'll be using is the pudding, is because you want your beef to taste the same like the rest of your meal, so you don't want you to season your beef differently from the egusi pudding. So I'm using just 1 cup of water all together, because at the end of the day is the stock I'm going to be using, and I don't want it to be too light, and egusi pudding does not require a lot of water to maintain the texture. Now this is an extra step that I like to do, and I'll advise you to do that. Go into your egusi or your pumpkin seed, make sure you look for stones, because any egusi pudding that has stones blend in it, you and your family will not be able to eat it. So take that extra time, look for all the stone, the sticks, pick it out, and also wash your egusi to be properly clean. I grow with a mother that we farmed egusi. I know the process of drying it, cracking it, storing it. It carries a lot of dust. So when you buy it from the shop, please do this process. Wash it very well and then blend. In your blending process, I have a good blender, so I use a little bit of water to blend. You can use little or no water to blend. If you have a soft blender or not a strong blender, blend smaller quantity, smaller portions of your egusi. Don't put it all at once. Again, I'm using 3 cups of egusi for this recipe. So you want to come out with a very thick paste and a smooth texture. It should be smooth. You go ahead and add your beef and your stock together and give it a good mix. At this point, we haven't added any Maggi or any salt, because remember, our beef is seasoned with salt, Maggi, and the ingredients. Then you go ahead and add your well blended crayfish. You don't want it to be in chunks. Add the remaining blended ingredients that we started with from the beginning. Give it a good mix, and then you will taste for seasoning. You will taste if the seasoning from your stock is okay, right? And if you need to add, you add. Now I'm showing you the texture. This texture is okay. If you're a beginner, I would say stop here, but you can go ahead and add again a little bit of water just to give it a good mix. Now the texture of your egusi, you do not want it to be very runny. You do not want it to be very thick. You want it to be in between, as you will finish demonstrated here in this video. So you will taste and add either Maggi or either salt as required. Here I went ahead and added 1 Maggi cube. I cooked my beef with 1 Maggi cube, and here I'm adding 1 Maggi cube. The salt was okay from the beef, so add this according to your taste, right? And then I'm going in to add a little bit of groundnut oil. This is just to improve the shine of it, and also because I'm using a baking sheet and not the traditional leaf, so it doesn't stick a lot on the baking sheet. Do not overdo it. Just put like 1 to 2 tablespoons. Now if you want to use the egg, if you're worried that it might not come out well, it might not be tied together, this is where you add your egg. Please never use more than 1 egg for your egusi pudding. For this quantity, we are cooking egusi pudding and not egg pudding. For 3 cups to 5 cups of egusi, 1 egg is okay. And so now I'm going to go ahead and bind. You can see the texture that it is not runny, rather it is just in between. So you want to have that texture that if you pull it with your spoon, before it drops back to the ground, it takes some time. It doesn't just slide directly from your spoon. That's a way I can describe the texture for you. And then go ahead and wrap it together and roll it and put it in your pot. I prefer to use baking sheet. You can use foil paper, but if you're using foil paper, use it as a double wrap, not the main wrap, to place your egusi pudding in it. But if you can have a plantain leaf or another kind of banana leaf or any leaf, then that is also perfect if you can find that where you are. So for my pot, I go ahead and put water under, and then I put another baking sheet on top of it. The reason I do this is because I do not want my egusi pudding bundles to come in contact with water directly, and it is because I don't want water to get into the bundles. So this helps like kind of shade directly like an extra layer between the pot and my pudding. So each time I'm adding water into my pot, I'm going to add from the side. Now if you're not too sure how long it would take, just tie a little extra bundle and drop it in your pot. That's what is going to guide you. Please, I want to emphasize that egusi pudding can be very heavy on the stomach, so do not rush the process. Make sure it's well cooked. Give and take, depending on how big your bundles are. If you tie them like my own, give and take, it will take between 1 hour 30 to 2 hours. That's why I'm showing you the time here. So at this point, it was about 2 hours. You will go in to check. Each time your water dries out, you will add more water. Each time the water dries out, you add more water. Now, this is the part I was telling you. If you are not too sure about what to do, when you will be ready, put this small bundle and you take it out and taste. And at this point, it tasted very well. By the way, at this point, the aroma in your kitchen will be telling you that egusi is ready. Personally, I like to go an extra step and just put it in the oven or put it on a hot charcoal. I saw this from my mother. It's going to give you that kind of a bake feeling on the skin, right? And you can do this in the oven for 10 to 20 minutes on high heat. Now, if I didn't mention, I was cooking my egusi all the time on high heat. You need high heat to cook egusi, so I was cooking it on high heat. Now my egusi is ready and it's time to reveal. So there you go. If you'll be trying this recipe, let me know in the comment section. This is how I cook my egusi pudding, and it turned out so tasty. My uncle was visiting us that weekend and really enjoyed it, to the point where he asked me, Doris, how did you cook your egusi pudding? Uncle, if you're watching, this is how I made the egusi pudding, and I hope you will try it also in your house. I'll see you for the next one. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, as that's going to help this channel to grow better and to reach more people. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Now, if you've watched right up to this point, thank you very much. You might be wondering, what can I serve my egusi pudding with? You can serve it with semi-ripe plantain or green plantain. You can also serve it with miondo, preferably. That's what we do most in the southwest, the English part of Cameroon, southwest. You can serve it with miondo. Miondo is the smaller ones from bobolo. In the western province where I come from, we serve it with bobolo. We serve it with boiled banana, because there is more of a banana than plantain. So you can serve it with any solid side: plantain, ripe, semi-ripe, bobolo, or miondo. Anyways, let me know in the comment section, what do you serve your egusi pudding with? Bye.